Hello and welcome to the pre-match show of Delhi Capitals versus Royal Challengers Bangalore. It's almost two ends of the table. Uh, with me, we have Devashish Sen and Shubhayan Chakraborty to set up this match. Shubhayan, Delhi Capitals on paper one of the strongest sides. The Shanning, as the netizens are calling them, the Shanning partnership.
Oh, absolutely. They have enjoyed a good tournament so far. Only lost against Mumbai Indians, so naturally they head into this match as heavy favorites. Plus, they have opted to field first as well, so they will be chasing. And we have seen how destructive the Shanning partnership is when chasing down totals, and their priority would be to restrict RCB to a modest total, and then do what they have been doing in this tournament so far, chase them down pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Debashish, RCB obviously has looked a set bunch of players who are not probably playing together. What do you think RCB will need to change from here on,
Yeah, they
starting today?
haven't looked like that. Looked like a team that has gelled well, so as to say. For a
Yeah,
franchisee cricket, you need to gel well because you have cricketers from all across the globe, and so the key is the team bonding, gelling well as a unit, which has not been the case for RCB, and that has showed in their performance. Means. And if they lose today, means obviously they have very bleak chances of qualifying. But if they lose today, they might end up being the last team in the tournament.
absolutely. If I don't know, Shubhan, do you have the team? Because unfortunately, my phone is here. Um,
Not yet. Not yes. I think so. I think
I
so.
have
We
the
have
team.
the
Yeah.
team. Delhi Capitals have brought in Alice Capsey, and let me check Delhi Capitals team. Alice Capsey is there, and along with that, I think Arundhati Reddy is also playing. So yeah, two changes for Delhi Capitals, and for RCB. Let me check. Smriti Mandana, Sophie Devine, Elise Perry, Heather Knight, Richa Ghosh, Priyanka Patil, Disha Kasat, Megan Sho, Tasha Shobnar, Renuka Singh, and Preeti Bose. So they have dropped Komal Janzad, as I can see. So yeah, they have a few changes. Actually, they have a few changes. Disha Kasat didn't play in the last match, I guess. So
yeah.
she also comes in. She also comes into the scheme of things. So let's hope. And RCB will be playing their first match in DY Patil. So they are moving out of the CCI, and hopefully, as Priti Mandana mentioned in the toss, they would want a change of fortune in this WPL as well.
Debashish, Danny Van Niekerk still doesn't find a spot in the
Yeah,
RCB 11.
absolutely.
And interestingly, Danevan Niakak is not even in the squad of 15, as I can see the squad. So yes,
That's
her name is not mentioned anywhere in the team sheet. Yes, Devashi.
Yeah, but as far as the Delhi, I think they have missed out Laura Harris because she's been the player to watch out for. I mean, so with the kind of strike rate, it was a bit surprising to have Alice Capsey. But then that foreign lineup, overseas lineup for Delhi Capitals look pretty much balanced because these are the 4 or 5 players that have been playing throughout the tournament, the last 4 matches. So mm, there's a bit of a what to say, a stability there.
Shubhan, Delhi middle order hasn't really
Mm.
been tested. In one of the matches
Right.
that it was tested, it didn't come out well. They got bowled out for
Mhm.
105. Over dependent on Lanning and Shafali.
Oh, true, and that's what we talked about even yesterday as well. And in this second half of WPL, the biggest challenge for Delhi Capitals would be what if they find themselves, 3-for-2 with both 5-for-2 with both McLennan and Shefali Verma back in the dugout. That will be their biggest challenge with Marizan Kaap. They have a good middle order. It's not like they don't have a good middle order. Jemima Rodriguez, Marizan Kaap, Alice Capsi, they are well capable of winning you matches single-handedly. But yes, Shefali and Meg have been their biggest positives in this tournament. But in the second half, I think the middle order needs to be tested ahead of the playoffs because you don't want your middle order to suddenly come into the spot in the playoffs or in the eliminator or in the final. So yes, I think they would want their middle order to get some deliveries out there in the middle.
Absolutely. Um, Devashish, coming to you, RCB bowling lineup has like RCB bowlers have looked completely out of touch, especially someone like a Renuka Singh Thakur. Disappointing.
Yeah, it's disappointing. It's disappointing. We were discussing a few days back, the Indian star players have not been performing in this IPL, WPL so far. Yes, true. Harmanpreet scored this her second 15 last match, but then having said that, it's the uncapped players who have so far shined. Means so as to say, the bigger stars who we all look up to have not yet performed. And one main point of concern for RCB is that Renuka Thakur, who spearheaded the Indian bowling attack, has not looked out in form. So that has been a biggest concern. And also, Megan Shoot has been going for a lot of runs. So these are the two headaches, I would say, headaches for RCB as far as the fast bowling is concerned.
Shubhan,
Mhm.
how has Mirti handled the whole captaincy thing? I mean, let's try to talk about the bowling changes. Have you been happy with the bowling changes?
Smriti's captaincy overall has been a disappointment so far, but one can't help if your middle order is not performing, if your bowlers are going for runs, if your Renuka Singh Thakur is not picking you wickets, giving you wickets up front, if your Meghan Shoot is going for runs. So a captain can't do a lot there, but yes, I would have expected Smriti to use the likes of Elise Perry a bit more with the ball, or a Sophie Devine with a bit more in the ball. Denevan Kirk's exclusion still surprises me after four defeats in this tournament. Maybe they could have looked into someone who has been a leader, a go-to all-rounder, not only for South Africa but in women's cricket as a whole in the entire world. So that is something which I really wanted to see from Smith's captaincy. And as I said yesterday, maybe the likes of Sophie Devine, Heather Knight, or Elise Perry need to guard Smriti Mandana a bit more out there in the middle. Be it captaincy change, be it fielding changes or bowling changes. Maybe you can do this, maybe you can that. Just give her some tips or some advice what she can do. After all, it's the captain's final call. But let's see what they do today. What they do today in terms of getting past this strong Delhi Capital side. It will be a bit difficult, but yes, this WPL has come as an eye opener for Smriti Mandana, the captain.
Devashish, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, there was a perfect example today during the test match, during day 5 of the test match, when Virat Kohli was sharing his inputs, going to the wicket and sharing his inputs to Akshar Patel, where Rohit Sharma was standing next to him. And Rohit, in fact, took a backseat and had Virat take over for a moment, because that
Hmm.
is what we want for a good team. And when you have the experience, when you have international captains like Sophie Devine, Ellis Perry, Heather Knight, and they should come forward and help Sriti Mandana, because they have been
Right.
in this role. They have played their country in international matches. They have played 100 WPL. Not that Sriti Mandana hasn't played, but it's all about a team. And so and when your chips are down, that shows the actual strength of a team. When it comes together, it bonds well, which is not the case with RCB.
And Smriti Mandana is against a top-notch captain, Meg Lanning. The lesser spoken about her, the better it is. Meg Lanning, the captain so far.
Absolutely. I
So
think I
far in
think there's so
WPL.
much
Don't get
to.
into global area because that
And
she owns
then
that.
but even in WPL, she has been absolutely brilliant. Even Shefali Verma spoke about Meg Lanning's presence at the crease along with her, and how she gives the composure she needs. And Meg Lanning, we have seen the ruthless side of Meg Lanning for Australia, but it is so good to see the lighter side of Meg Lanning in this WPL. She when asked about last in the last game, when asked about Shefali Verma's knock, she said, "I was just a cheerleader and praising her for a shot." So that shows a lot of confidence on someone as young as Shefali Verma with the bat. And and that rubs off to your other teammates as well. Marizan Kaap is a very experienced player in that middle order, but Shefali and Jemima, they are not that experienced in terms of age and the kind of matches these two, Meg Lanning and Marizan, have played. For Australia and South Africa, respectively. So it's good to see someone like Meg Lanning or even Elisa Hilly yesterday said, "I am trying to help the Indian domestic players as much as possible." So it is the best part of this WPL that the world champions, the world beaters, Australian players are coming into this Indian setup and helping these youngsters, and it is showing off. It is showing off on the field as well. You can see those diving efforts. Of course, there have been some dropped catches, but you can see the players are willing to improve. That's the most important thing. They are willing. They are
I
diving
don't know
around.
if
They're at
Shubham is
least
trying to take a bit of a dig at Shafali, saying Shafali is driving around, Indirectly, he's saying that. uh,
you can make what you want to make from that.
no, to be honest, Devashish, with Cap coming back, I mean, again, coming back to form means bowling the way she did. I think Delhi look a far better side if you were in the RCB camp right now with whatever is going on. Mentally, where would you be? Like mentally, would you be pegged back? Really seeing Delhi, the opponent is Delhi. You haven't been doing well. Like your team hasn't been doing well. What do you think would be going through an RCB player's mind?
Yeah, obviously, the one thing that will be going in the minds of all the Delhi capital, all the RCB players' minds was Delhi scored 223 runs in the first match. That to the time that these two side met, and the most concerning part for RCB has been the middle order. They have done well in the power play as far as batting is concerned. Their strike rate is next to Delhi Capitals, almost 9 per over. But where they lacked is the middle overs. Suddenly that fall in the run rate. They haven't rotated the strike. Not they utilized the middle overs. So that has been a concerning area. But as far as Delhi is concerned, see, you have someone like a Jemima coming in the middle order, so that helps a lot, and you have an experience of Marizana Cap. So I think that is where has been the difference between the two sides. I mean, they're batting, obviously, as far as power hitting is concerned, both the sides have power pack hitters at the top, but when it comes to middle order, RCB hasn't fired so far in the tournament.
Shubham, Marizani Cap and Jemima Rodriguez batting order.
Three for Jemmy and four for Marizan Cap, because Marizan Cap has that power to clear. Even if she's playing at after 12 or 13 overs, she has the power to clear the boundary ropes. Jemmy, I'm not sure, she's very good at finding the gaps, but when it comes to power hitting, anyway, how does it matter? The boundaries are 50-meter in size; anyone can clear that. So, but yes, as Devashish said, the middle order has been a cause of concern. Elise Perry has been scoring runs, yes, but she hasn't found any sort of support there. I would be really. I hope that RCB don't demote Richa Ghosh as low as they did in the last match, because she's someone who has played international cricket, and of course. As much as good as Shriyanka Patil has done so far, or Disha Kasat can do in the future, you would probably want to see Richa Ghosh ahead of them, especially when your middle order is not firing as you would have expected. So yeah, it has been a cause of concern, as Devashish mentioned. But today, I think they can do a lot better if they can find their batting order stable, if they can put a good batting order in place.
Do you see Kasat opening along with
I don't think so. I don't think so because
Has
Sophie Devine has been scoring runs.
Disha Kasat has opened, I think,
Yes,
one match
yes.
or two in the
Number three, she
number
played, I
three?
guess.
No, she has come at number three. She hasn't opened
Number
because
three.
Smriti and Sophie Devine has been
Sophie
opening.
Divine. Maybe why not? Why not? You should back your youngsters. If you feel that she has the ability to clear the boundaries, can hit bigger, then why not encourage her? Means that
But the
really
thing,
nice.
Devashish, but the thing, Devashish, the only good thing about RCB in this campaign has been their opening slot. opening players. Smriti has scored runs.
That is what I'm saying.
Sophie has scored
That
runs.
is what I'm saying. Is that you need to give these youngsters the longer rope, that assurance that yeah, even if you fail, you will be persisted with. At least, obviously, I know it's a 7 8 match tournament, but having said that, if you are banking on Disha Kasar, someone like a Disha Kasar, who you believe is a good stroke maker, then why not persist with her? Why drop her after one failure? Then again she has to come back and then she has to prove. And remember, it's a 20 over game, so you don't get a big opportunity. You have to go out and then bang bang. You have to start firing. So it's a bit concerning because there has to be a right balance. I mean, how the team management looks after the youngsters.
Absolutely. Um, Shubha and Heather Knight, do you think Heather Knight is batting too low, or you don't see her in any other place in the batting order?
If I look at that playing 11, I'll tell you what sort of batting order I would love to see RCB going with. Smriti Mandana, Sophie Devine as openers, Elise Perry at number 3, Heather Knight at number 4, Disha Kasat maybe at number 5, and Richa Ghosh at number 6, followed by Shriyanka Patil and others. That is the sort of lineup I would like to see. Uh, Give your best batters the chance. You have to win every matches from here on. So give your most experienced players the chance to face the most number of deliveries out there. Uh, I think their openers have been doing well. Elise Perry has scored runs, so give them the most number of balls, followed by Heather Knight, then maybe Richa Ghosh or a Disha Kasat, depending on the situation.
Debashish, you seem to disagree. You want the
Yeah,
youngsters to get.
I would love to see Richa Ghosh get promoted up the order. She
Hmm.
cannot be vested at number 6. No way. She cannot be vested at
Absolutely.
number 6. She
Yeah,
has
yeah,
to
yeah,
go up
and
and
that is where I
irrespective of
said,
the team name.
yeah. That is why
And
where I said, number 3, Elise Perry, number 4, Heather Knight, number 5, Richa Ghosh. That is the best possible top 5 you can have.
also maybe Shubhan, depending on the over, if it's already
Yeah, of
12th or
course, of course,
13th over,
of course, of
even
course.
if you are one wicket down, get in someone like Richa, because
Send, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
also, as Devashish said, say for example, a Disha Kasad, what something which is happening to even Kiran Navgire in UP. Kiran has always opened the batting. Suddenly, you come at a different position. For an international player, it is easier to adjust. For a domestic player, it isn't. So when you have domestic strength like Disha Kasat, and see things have anyway gone wrong for you, why not throw her in the mix? Maybe get Disha to open with Smriti, one down, because Sophie Devine plays one down as well. It's not like she hasn't ever played
Yeah,
one down. Devashish, thoughts?
yeah, of course, you can do that.
Absolutely,
Please, now.
spot on. Means, obviously, there is room for experiment. When your backs are at the wall,
That's
no
my
harm
point.
in trying something different, something thinking out of the box. You have to have a plan B. If your plan A haven't succeeded, and so it is proven that your plan A has not succeeded, you are lagging at the bottom. Why not try something? Think out of the box. Try and unsettle the opponent by sending in a Richa Ghosh at the top of the order. So you have to think about these things. And it's not that Sophie Divine will only open the batting for you, depending on a name. I'm not for it because you have to try options, try certain things. If your plan is not working, try something. Try think something else, something different.
Yeah, and what
Hmm.
worst can happen? You have already lost four, you are going to lose five.
Yes, what can happen?
I mean, I think I sometimes feel it's the easiest when you're at the top and when you're at the bottom. Because if you're already at the bottom, you can't go below five, right? There are only five teams. If you're at the top, like say for example Mumbai, Mumbai can try if they want to, because there's nothing to lose. They have got 8 points already. Maybe they should try players, because suddenly before the playoff somebody gets injured, you have to get somebody in. There's a whole confusion. But yeah, getting back to the match, I would say, uh, how have the Delhi bowlers been in general, Shubhan?
I think they have done well. They have done well. It is not like they have not done well. Shika Pandey did bowl a great spell last match. So did Marijan Cap. So Kap and Shika Pandey, as they was as Shika mentioned in the last match, they were not getting enough assistance of the pitch in the previous games. When they did, they made the most out of it. And these two experienced pacers, along with Tara Norris, I think they are doing well. Uh, when it comes to the spinner, I would like to see more of Radha Yadav bowl a bit more in this WPL. She hasn't bowled that much, but it's a good compact unit. It's a very good compact unit. You have two good quality pacers, experienced pacers. You have a Arundhati Reddy, Jess Jonathan with the ball. Radha can give you overs. Tara Norris is giving you overs, and Shefali Verma hasn't bowled a single over yet so far. So it's a very good compact bowling unit. And maybe as much as assistance these two, especially Shikha Pandey and Marjan Cap, get from the pitch, they will make the most out of it, and that is why experience is some very valuable thing in professional sport.
You know, when Shubhan was talking about Shafali bowling, the first thing that came to my mind was what Ashwin has written, because Pujara was bowling today, and Ashwin has written, "Kya karu main job chhod do." I mean, if with this bowling lineup, even Shafali needs to bowl, then Tara Norris or Marizani Cap might just ask, "Kya karu main
And
job chhod do."
in T20 cricket, sometimes these
He asked
moves.
to bowl, then is not good sign for Delhi Capitals bowling. Something is wrong.
But Devashi, sometimes these sort of out of the box moves help you get those wickets, because if a Tara Norris or a Marijan Kap or a Shikha Pandey or a Arundhati Reddy is not bowling, and suddenly you give an over to to Shefali
No
Verma,
harm,
the
no harm,
batters will try to go after her. Will try to go
no
after her, and
harm,
in process
no harm at all.
might
The more
yeah
options you
might
have,
give
the
her.
better in T20 format. The more
Absolutely,
bowling
Absolutely. I think
options you
absolutely.
have.
all 11 should bowl, all 11 should bat,
Yes.
and all
Everyone.
11 should keep.
All 3D players.
We're all 3D players. We will all sit with our 3D glasses on and watch the matches.
Ambati
But
Raidu left the chat.
Debashish, on a serious note, how much pressure would there be on Radha Yadav seeing Saika perform the way she is?
Absolutely, it will put immense pressure, because every time she goes out to bowl in the WPL, there will be scrutiny, because she hasn't performed, she hasn't looked the bowler she is in international cricket, because she has so far failed to deliver, and same as well as other international players as
That's
well,
yeah,
Rajeshwari Gaikwad. So the more Shaika Ishak performs, the more it puts more pressure on Radha Yadav and Rajeshwari Gaikwad. Remember, Parshavi Chopra is also there.
yes, and
So
Tanuja Kanwar has also been doing well.
yes, absolutely. So it will put definitely. What the good thing for WPL is that now people will start watching. Actually, everyone is following WPL. There is so much media coverage, social media. So people will start analyzing now, which was not the case. So if a bowler performs in a domestic women's match, hardly it goes unnoticed. But now, that won't happen now with WPL coming.
Absolutely.
So every time Radha Yadav goes into bowl, she will be under continuous scrutiny.
But Shubhan, there's one thing which has been bothering me from day one, and I think I was speaking to Devashish about this at our office. That now it's all good that we are getting 200 scores with a 50-meter boundary, but this is where you're building your bench strength, right? You pick someone up, say for example, Shriyanka Patil or um, say Jemima for that matter. You pick that person up, you think, oh, she can hit sixes, but clearly, in international matches, you're not going to have 48, 50-meter boundaries. Do you think this whole crowd puller might actually turn out to be harmful for the bat? I mean, harmful not in the sense physically harmful, but the whole mental setup and
Mhm.
do you think it will be more of a damage than a boon for India?
I think so. I think so. That's a very good point, and a point which we have been talking about since the WPL has started. 48, 50-meter boundaries are something, even 55-meter boundaries are something which will spoil the batters, not harm them, but spoil them, because they will have
Correct.
some different sort of calculations of how much I need to clear the boundary, how much power do I need to clear the boundary, and suddenly when they are in Australia or England or New Zealand or some other countries playing in international setup, they will see, okay, 65-meter, it's a 20-meter, 15-meter, 10-meter gap, which is a lot. And we have seen in this T20 World Cup as well, some of the catches that were held in the boundary ropes, near the boundary ropes, it would have been a six in WPL. So they will have to, it's good. Okay, BCCI is trying to do it for the crowd, for more runs, more sixes. It's always happy thing for the crowd to witness sixes flying around. But in the longer run of things, longer scheme of things, I think a couple of players have spoken about it as well. Meg Lanning or Marjan Kapp has spoken about it. That Ellis Perry also, I think, has spoken about it. That the boundary needs to, or was it Charlotte Edwards? That the boundary needs to go back to 60-meter line, and then we can think about, okay, if the players are capable enough of clearing that boundary rope, then they are ready for the international setup. If someone is hitting a 50-meter boundary, you will be still cautious whether she can clear the boundary ropes at Lords or an Oval or at MCG, whether they are capable of doing that, because 65-70-meter boundaries, it's a big gap. It's a big gap. 15-20 meter is a lot. So I think from next season onwards, we'll see boundary sizes go back to normal.
Absolutely. Even today, I was there in the Gujarat Giants press conference. Obviously, a lot of questions on death overs were thrown at their bowling coach, Nushin Al Qadir. And Nushin also
Mhm.
pointed out that, you know what, the boundaries are so short that it is literally unfair on the bowlers.
Right.
You miss it and it goes for a six. Devashish, do you really think that it is necessary to do that to get a 200? Because you can still get a 160, 170, and a good fighting match.
Absolutely, as Shubhan rightly said, means it spoils the batters. Someone playing in, and you might do for the popularity of the game, to get the much needed hype first season of WPL. But uh, the sooner the officials realize that no, they are making a mistake, they need to keep the boundaries to 60 meters or so, which is the international standard, and you should stick to that. And end of the day, ultimately, these are the players who will be playing for the country, and they will be playing international matches where the boundaries will be 60 meters, 60 yards. So you cannot play just for the popularity of the tournament.
And just one point I feel, yes, this is done for the popularity of the tournament, but ultimately, what do you want from the tournament? You want domestic, you want your bench strength to increase. But if you do it just for the popularity, and then these girls go to international cricket and cannot perform, then what's the point of having the tournament at all?
Absolutely.
True.
So before we leave, of course, it's prediction time. Shubhayan, DC versus RCB. Predict something different.
Super over. I need a super over. I want to see a super over in this
Yeah,
WPL. Let's get
yes,
that.
Shubhayan
Let's
has
get
been,
that.
yes, yes.
Mama
Shubhayan has
cannot
been
believe it. Mama cannot believe it. I have said it. I have said it on air. Mama cannot believe it.
Shubhayan has been looking for this super over for a long time now. My point is, get over with it today. No super over
Let's
is
have a
going in
tied
tonight's
super
match.
over. I am predicting a tied super over. Tied super over.
Okay, Shubhayan, you really need to stop imagining that much.
I would see Delhi chasing the total. Whatever RCB puts on the board, Delhi will chase it. May not be a two
Yeah.
wicket or three wicket, but definitely they have the firepower to chase it. So I put my money on Delhi Capitals.
As
How about you?
Sarfaraz once said, as Sarfaraz Khan once said in Sarfaraz Ahmad once said in a famous press conference during a T20 during an ODI World Cup. Same, my answer is also same to same.
My answer is also same to same. My answer is also same to same. So it's 3-0.
What
So I
what
Yes.
does
don't know
this
who's
mean? Who
sorry.
is he supporting? What does that mean? My answer is same to same.
Oh,
RCB.
I'm
Delhi,
supporting us. No, Delhi Capitals.
Delhi
Come
Capitals.
on,
Delhi
at least
Capitals.
at least for a change, we have Trisha supporting Delhi Capitals.
Because in a few days' time, I will go back to RCB. No, so as of now,
Oh,
but I do want to see a
Oh.
closely contested match. I don't want it to get over by 10 o'clock.
but
We are
then,
in
but
July.
then, since the match tonight is at DY Patil Stadium, it won't be the same similar situation like, because there the last time these two sides met was at CCI, where
Right.
200
Hmm.
the Delhi Capitals posted 223 runs. But still, I think the RCB needs to score at least 170 plus,
Bare minimum. Yeah, absolutely.
bare minimum.
Uh,
Yeah.
Shubhan, thank you so much for joining in. Devashish, thank you. Have you guys noticed something? Both our guests are wearing jerseys. That's how mad we are about sport. All of us have jerseys, and all of us have collection of jerseys.
Red and blue. Although that's a Gujarat Titans jersey, but red and blue.
Yes,
This is
yes,
the
RCB
I can feel that.
RCB.
well, the madness continues on the field, off the field, in Rep Sports. Do follow us and do join us for the post show. I hope Shubhan will be there. I know Debashish won't be there because he'll be there in the morning show. So all of us have our own, shifts. But you
We'll
guys,
have Bharat for the post show.
we
We'll
will
have Bharat for the
absolutely
post
have
show.
Bharat, not KS Bharat, but our Bharat Ramraj.
Yeah.
Do join us for the post show, and let's hope we have a close contest, but no tied super overs, please. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shubhan. Thank
Thank
you,
you. Thank you,
Debashish.
Suman. Thank you.